Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I want to talk about avoiding cliches in your scrapbook pages, in the titles and in the journaling. And what I mean by cliche is kind of like those titles you see used over and over again, the titles that are found on scrapbooking stickers and papers and just kind of the generic stuff that may generally pertain to your page or to anybody's page, but doesn't really get to the heart of the story that you're trying to tell. So for instance, say you've got a scrapbook page about you and your family going to the beach. Well, the first thing, the easiest thing to title that scrapbook page would be Fun in the Sun, or Life's a Beach, or, Boys Will Be Boys, or, something like that. Those are cliche titles, and there's nothing wrong with using them, but if you want to have a really creative page, dig a little deeper and don't take the first idea that pops into your head. So I know, like with journaling, I'm so guilty of it myself, just saying, so-and-so had fun at the beach, what a great day, not really saying anything that the pictures aren't telling us already. So think about the 5 whys, the who, what, when, where, and why, and sometimes how. So asking yourself those questions will help you really dig deep and get into the story. Try to think of something that happened that day at the beach. It was different than every other day at the beach. Maybe Susie buried Tommy in the sand and it took 45 minutes to dig him back out again. Or maybe somebody learned how to dive for the first time. Write those things, those unique stories that wouldn't be applicable to anybody else's beach story except for yours for that day. And that brings me to another point of scrapbooking current events. So scrapbook now and work your way back, because your thoughts and your memories are going to be fresher right now. When I was doing the page I just showed you the other day on my channel, the paddle and swim page, I didn't use Life's a Beach or Fun in the Sun. I used, something like they were kayaking and they were swimming. And I had completely forgotten until I looked at the photos that the dock collapsed on them when they were out there. So that's a story that I told in my journaling. So it's something that I would have forgot if I waited 6 months to scrap this page. I would have forgot that I even took those photos on the 4th of July, so I could make a little note of that. So you try to dig in there, find out what's going on behind the photos, things that you wouldn't necessarily remember by looking at the photos, and put that down on paper. Sometimes you just have to think a little bit longer before you go to scrapbook or to go to journal, and you'll get to the real original creative stories that you want to be sharing with your future generations. Don't forget to say who's in the picture, where you are, what you're doing, and why you're doing it, but also put in those unique stories that only you're going to remember unless you write them down. So that's all I have to share today. Avoid those cliches and make some really meaningful memories. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.